Welcome to the Bubblewrap podcast. I'm Ashley Walker from HSE Advice UK, and we're here to protect your business and make safety pop. Right, welcome everyone back to another episode of Bubblewrap. I'd love to welcome the lovely Lucy Waide here with us today. So welcome to our chat about all things.
Thank you. I keep been looking forward to this. We've tried to book it in a couple of times.
Yeah, I know. Diaries.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So we first met. Actually, it's only really recently that we first met, but we've been talking for ages.
Yeah, on WhatsApp. Because
yeah.
you became a member, but I didn't get to Lancaster for ages. So because I'm based over in the East Lancs, is it East Lancs? Still East Lancs. I've got a C in geography, but that's fair. But the way that I generally meet new members, unless they're in Burnley, Rottenstall, Lango, is through the
WhatsApp group
and the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
So I do try and create that very quick sort of. I'm really interested in I'm just nosy. But yeah, so it was always great, and you can always tell in WhatsApp who's up for a bit of banter.
Yeah.
And as soon as somebody's up for a bit of banter, I'm like on it. My cup of tea.
My type of person.
Yeah. But it's a bit of a litmus test, isn't it? In WhatsApp.
I know. Yeah.
Especially that group.
Oh, I know. Well, everyone's wild and wonderful. So, sorry, YAB. Yeah, you're affordable board. So we've been. Well, so how long have you been a member of YAB for then?
So I was just looking through my emails yesterday, and I joined in December. Well, I went to my first week meeting in December 2021.
Right.
Because I met Andy doing the Success GPS.
Yes.
In October 2021.
Okay, yeah.
So he just started it. It'd been going for a couple of months, and then I was snowed out for the next 3 sessions and ill on another session. So I didn't actually sign up until March, but I've been member, I suppose, since March, but I've been going since 2021.
Gosh.
I know.
Doesn't time fly though?
Oh, it does, but also the friendships that I've made and quite quickly, and I don't know whether that is because of the kind of people that are wanting to come to YAB,
that gravitate towards
intrigued
it,
and you know that they are drawn to what YAB does, and then they join because when they try it out, it's either their cup of tea or it's not, because it is so different.
And they say that right at the start, you're either want to be part of it because you're that type of person where it is weird and wonderful, but it's not like a normal networking session. I can't really describe it. I tried to describe it the other day to someone.
This is what we're finding. We can't refer it on because I went to a schmooze last week with East Lancs Chamber, and what do you do? Oh, we just talk about business.
Yeah.
We help each other out.
Yeah. But it's not just. I don't think it's just business though. No. It gets really personal.
Yeah.
Which I think that might scare people off.
Exactly.
But I'm an oversharer. Always have been. Always will be.
I think there's definitely qualifying markers for if you're a yabber, like we say.
A yabber. Yeah. A yabber. Yeah. It's But and I think it's that safe space though. Everyone knows it's a safe space, and not you don't share people's worries and issues.
Yeah.
It's that and I think probably it can become like a bit of a family unit. There's definitely people that are really close that have been there since the start, but people are very open and very welcoming. Because with networking, it's shit scary. When I first started networking, I wouldn't say hello to anyone. I'd stand in the corner, wouldn't do a pitch or anything like that. I mean, there's no pitches at YAB, but you just get to know each other on a personal level to then help each other out in business, which is nice.
Exactly. Yeah. So literally just said what it is. I suppose within the first few meetings, we were sort of saying this is just like therapy for business.
Yeah.
I remember Richard Webster saying it at one meeting, like, that is it. It's therapy for business. Because it is, your business mind's very different than the mind that you'll take home or the mind you'll take to the shops or whatever. But the business mind needs its own vocab. It needs its own people.
Yeah.
It's different experiences, but it's all along the business line. And to say I went from being an art teacher and an English teacher into a chocolate business, I proper geek out talking about business, and I never thought I would.
Really?
Absolutely never thought I would, because I'm a creative, so it's not normal. not normal that I like strategy, that I like the linear thinking that is normally in with business. But yeah, so I love talking about business.
Yeah. How did you find that transition from teacher to opening a chocolate shop and learning from scratch, sort of like accounting, creating a company and...
Yeah, so...
Was it?
It was kind of forced, but also something that I'd had on my mind for years. So I'd say from 1998, I'd started creating and selling.
Yeah.
I became a teacher in 2002 in post-16. And because you get a long time at summer, Easter, it gave me opportunities to craft fairs and things. So whatever I'd made, I could sell because we didn't have the internet then. I am that old. We didn't have social media. I think we just started being able to sell on eBay.
Yeah.
But even then, you had to pay for postage and everything had to be ready to go.
Yeah.
So I was making vases and candles and jewellery and stationery and selling them at craft fairs. So I'd always, probably from the age, I mean I'm 46 now, so what would have been in 1998?
Because my maths is shocking. We established this morning trying to work out stuff. 20. Yeah, see, I'm not a linear thinker. That's my get out. Numbers make me cry. But yeah, so I'd always been dabbling in it, and it was always something that I thought I'd love to be able to do this full time, but there's no way I make a living off it. So I went into teaching because it's a good career. I enjoyed teaching. Bit of a baptism of fire. Didn't realise just how awful and toxic schools were for staff, let alone the kids. Really?
Oh, gosh. You think the kids are horrible, staff, especially in a big school. It's probably different now because you've got wellbeing quotas and you've got things in place that protect you. But at the time, it was very much you had to learn on the job. But I got ill quite quickly in 2009. By 2013, I had to come away from teaching.
Wow.
So it was, but I'd been making cakes. I'd got on that bandwagon, making these weird and wonderful cakes. Always creative stuff, always making stuff. But at that time, we had Facebook. And at that time, Facebook let you share, Facebook let you grow, and I grew my Facebook page, which is still there to this day.
Is it?
It is. It's called Ickles Fancies.
Oh, right, okay.
Ickles Fancy Fudge, it's called, which was fudge, fancy fudge. And I always say we, and I've been a solopreneur.
Oh, right.
It's never been a we, but...
The royal we.
Yeah, because there's two trains of thought. You either, you say I did this, I did it, or you say we, you sound like a team.
Yeah.
Well, me. But yeah, so I was kind of forced into it in 2013. That was like, right, I got a bit of a payout from having to leave teaching due to ill health. Yeah. And then that gave me a little bit of respite. But I knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. I knew it was coming where I wasn't going to be able to be physically fit for teaching. So when I have an operation, I normally have 5 years, good grace, and then it'll start going back again after an operation. So I just had an operation in 2012, still recovering from that. But I thought, right, I've got to do something. I can't do nothing. And I was like, I'll be damned if I'm going on benefits. Yeah. Just a bit of pride, probably. And just thought, right, well, I'm just going to chance it. I'm going to email places. I was playing about with chocolate. Cake went into chocolate because cake you either have to eat or throw away if you don't sell it. Yeah. It's a lot of waste. And then when you're not a teacher, you can't take it into the staff room. So it was just going to waste. So chocolate, lifespan, more people like chocolate than like cake. Yeah. So I just started playing about with chocolate, but making it different, painting with it, doing arty farty things with it. And then emailed entertainment companies, businesses, asking them if they wanted them for their events. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. One of them did. Yeah. Went to the local deli, said, do you fancy selling my chocolates? They were all really weird. They were all different colours and flavours, but the colours the colours represented the flavours. So we had rhubarb and lime and banana and apple and pistachio, but they were the flavours. So, because I was always disappointed, like in Smarties, there's only orange one that was like, that's orange. The rest were just like, that's just sugar.
Yeah.
So it was always annoying to me. So all the coloured chocolate, a quirky lady called Debbie opened up a deli at the bottom of our estate, and she took a chance on me, and she was a business owner herself previously and was quite high up in EE. So she had really good business acumen, and she helped me massively.
Oh, nice.
But I was on her shelves, I was in her, and then she went and did a TV show called The Taste, which is a little bit like Bake Off, but it didn't take off as much, but she was on there, so she let me go in when they were filming and present her chocolate name made out of my chocolates and present and be filmed. So we were in a bit of the VT, but she was so supportive. She didn't have to be. But it just taught me that if you get the right people around you, you're actually more likely to just try. Because that's all we ask of anybody who's starting business is just try it. Give it a go. But get the right people around you that will help you and guide you, not be the ones that say, oh, I can get 10 of them in Tesco.
No, I know. And pick you up. You know, everyone makes mistakes in business. But if you've got that tribe around you, they can pick you back up and go, right, let's go again.
Yeah, and that was a huge lesson to learn from Debbie as well, because she was like, I make mistakes all the time. It's like, well, you make mistakes, but you're so successful. So it's talking to other business owners who are going to be open and honest and give you their time. And I found that's how I learned. I just messaged people and said, I'd love for a chat, look forward to chatting with you. Joined LinkedIn, never joined LinkedIn. When was this? This was 2013.
Right.
And LinkedIn was very corporate.
Oh yeah, so it's changed a lot since then.
Oh yeah.
It was really corporate.
You would not see in fact you didn't have emojis.
No, that's true. You didn't have emojis.
You didn't even have emojis.
I use too many emojis probably.
But
I don't care.
Supposedly an algorithm likes them, but that'll change soon because it always does. So that's how I learned, and I was curious to see if I could do it, and I've only just realised in the last sort of 2 months, if I have a curiosity about what I'm capable of, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
But I have to be clear in what that curiosity is, and that's what I've kind of dabbled with recently because of my last operation took me away from my chocolate business again. So it's being resilient. It's coming back up when you've been down and not bothering what people are going to think.
It's really hard.
It's
really
so hard. I felt such a failure when I lost my first business because we'd been in booths. We'd been with A-list pop stars like Harry Styles, and in fact he wasn't that big then. He was just starting One Direction. But we did the X Factor wrap party. I did the chocolate garnishes for that with the bar company I was working with, and Gary Ball was putting it on, and I love Gary Ball.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see him though. I didn't get
did you not?
Oh
no!
No, I dropped it off at the bar, and it whisked away.
I just would have been like sat in the back of the van. No one would see
me. Honestly, they knew because the amount of times that it was afterwards, I was told, "Yeah, Gary Ball was at this event." You didn't tell me. No, we knew it would upset you because you would go. But yeah, so again, that was a local business that took me on called Escapade, and Jess and Dan. But that was literally through talking to the business owners.
Yeah.
And I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
But I'm open for learning all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's quite endearing to other business owners.
Yeah.
Because they're more than happy to pass on. They're more than happy to recommend if you align with their values, if you show yourself to be a moral person, if you're not after it just for the money, if there's a reason you're doing it. And I was just sort of guided towards similar people.
That's really good because it's hard to find people that you really want to work with that's got the same values as you.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Yeah, I've been quite lucky in that, I think. But I have kept things going longer than they should do. again for pride and again for thinking, no, I'm not giving up on that. I probably should have done. Like I used to do chocolate that was really artistic, very fancy. Covered it in 24 karat gold. It was all really artistic because I was like, well, I've called it chocolate art and I'm high end now, so I can't just do the silly stuff. I wanted to do the silly stuff.
Yeah.
So I loved doing children's parties. So it was only when I met Andy and did Success GPS, and again it was the confidence to just, what do you want?
Yeah. Like, what brings you joy?
Yeah. And I'm like, messing about with chocolate. Just messing about. So I got rid of 2 shops.
Right.
I had a chain of shops. And I just whittled it down to 1 in Rottenstall because I thought I don't want to be going in between businesses, just dealing with staff. I just want to mess about with chocolate. I want to show kids how to mess about with chocolate and see the fun in it. So we changed the whole branding. So we became all pink splats and rather than this frame of fancy chocolate with cherubs around it, which was just an image I found off the internet.
Did you?
Yeah, but
just wasn't you though. You knew it wasn't you.
No, and I just but because it had been me for so long, and because we had at that time I probably had about 15,000 followers on social media.
Wow.
I was like, I can't change it because they've signed into this. They've come into this and they like the arty-farty stuff, and I'm about to really change it. And it was honestly that confidence that Andy gave, which was, absolutely think, what are you doing this for?
Yeah.
Who are you doing it for?
Yeah.
Why are you doing it? And then I discovered Simon Sinek.
Oh, yes.
I love Simon Sinek.
Yeah.
I might have a girl crush on
He's
Simon Sinek.
He's just full of wisdom.
Oh, everything.
Don't know where he gets it from.
I don't, but I do think that you pick up these little nuggets as you go on and you speak to different people and you think, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But Nicola Campbell from Stitch It, she put a post in WhatsApp saying, I'll listen to this podcast. And I'd never listened to a podcast in my life.
Ah, okay.
And this was only 2 years ago. And it was a Stephen Bartlett with Simon Sinek.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this man? He speaks wondrous things.
Why have I not seen him before?
Oh, and it was just, oh my God, these people exist that absolutely understand that we are human beings behind these businesses.
I think I definitely thought, like, put people on a pedestal. Like, when I was younger, I thought, a business owner, they're like so clever. I could never be a business owner. Most of the time it's the opposite. You run a business.
Yes, baptism of fire.
I probably earn less now than I did in my previous jobs, like as an employee anyway. Yeah. But you think, that CEO of that big company, you put them on a pedestal and actually it's just a man or a woman. They've been through it, what we've been through starting a business.
Exactly.
And you think they're just a person, They brush the teeth at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's just...
They go home on the drive home thinking, what was that?
Yeah.
What day was that? That was horrific.
Yeah.
They have that. They have the moments of, I can't do this anymore. They have the moments of, what am I doing?
Yeah. Because some days it is a real struggle. Like,
yeah.
I had and I'm going to be very, very honest, yesterday I had a really down day.
Yeah.
I got up, had a shower, washed my hair, and I'm being very personal here. If I don't dry my hair and let it just dry itself, I've got very curly hair, but it looks greasy. I just can't get it right. And then by the end of the day, hair. Really, like really curly. Oh, unicorn.
Because I've got curly hair, but it's like frizz.
Oh right. So, no, mine. If I leave it, under here I have proper ringlets.
Me too.
But then this crap frizz on top.
What's that about?
Yeah. It's not. I think it's called Irish curls or something.
Irish. Irish.
Well, it's got to be it then. But I got back last night and my partner Tom went, are you alright? I'm just having a down day. I think last week we had such a high week. We had a really good week. We were out and about. We did Expo. I did a panel at Aston Villa. I did chamber business lunch. We got new clients last week.
Yeah.
And I think I just had such a high. And then yesterday I couldn't shift this weird mood.
Was it almost like January blues? Like you peaked at Christmas and then it's like...
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the changing weather because you wake up in the dark.
Yeah. Oh,
but
huge,
I just couldn't get my mindset. Oh, I know. I feel like I've got such better complexion with these lights. Yeah, but some days there is a struggle when you've got, you know, a long to-do list. And I'm quite lucky I've got a team that just does what they need to do. Like, I don't need to micromanage or anything like that. And that's great. But then I procrastinate. I can easily procrastinate. Yeah. But just some days I just don't want to get out of bed when I'm overwhelmed.
It's just so overwhelming.
Yeah. I feel like every business owner or, you know, a manager must go through that.
They absolutely must. And we put so much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
To turn up. And I remember, I can't remember who it was that said it to me once, but I've suffered from chronic illness for years now. And I pushed myself in to work. And it might be my sister. She just, can I swear?
Yeah. We're always swearing.
She just said, it's just fucking chocolate.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Get a grip.
She's like, it's just fucking chocolate. Stay off. Close the shop.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Somebody will put a notice up, because we that was when we had Lastrock Village. I just got rid of the one in Horwich. So I was at Lastrock Village and at Rottenstall. I lived near Rottenstall. Lastrock Village, we had, I shared a back area with a lovely lady called Sammy at Village Boutique. And she just messaged him, just ask him to put a note in the window. And I was like, oh God, you're so right. It's just fucking chocolate.
But sometimes you need someone to say something like that really blunt to make you go, well, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Nobody bothered.
Yeah.
It was understood.
Yeah.
There were no orders to collect or anything like that. But even when we have had orders to collect, you know, sometimes I have had to say, I'm really sorry, I'm not going to be in today, but if you want to collect it tomorrow morning or something like that. And again, I've had to mitigate the illness to work with being reliable for customers.
Yeah.
But that pressure we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
If you were talking to somebody else, if I was talking to you about that day and you were like, I've got to go in, I would be saying, no, you're no good to anyone.
Yeah.
When you're in that state, you need to stay off. Yeah. And it's like when people have colds and coughs, and I've always been, when I've had staff, I've always been very clear. If you've got a cold, stay off.
Yeah, because you don't want it spreading.
You don't want it spreading.
No.
But also, I don't need you dragging yourself in.
Yeah.
Just stay off. Have comfort that you're staying off. Don't feel guilty that you're staying off. Your boss is telling you to stay off.
Yeah. And
just get better. Stay for a couple of days and just get better. Because I'd rather that than dragging themselves in.
Yeah. And then not getting better.
They're not getting better. Plus, it's like half a job.
Yeah.
And they're spreading it. So there's the positive of staying off versus the negative of dragging yourself in. Just to show that, and I was that person, just to show that, oh look, I am, look how committed I am. I'll drag myself in.
You're a trooper.
Yeah. I did that once when I was teaching with a chest infection and I lost my voice. But I created...
Can't teach with no voice.
I know, well, I was in English and art, and I created, this is what happened, I created a voice that I could push through. So I actually damaged my vocal cords.
Oh my gosh.
So I put a hole in my vocal cords by pushing my voice through when I had no voice. So I lost my voice for 6 months. I had to go for speech therapy.
Wow. Oh, that's really pushing yourself to,
it was
not even to the edge.
Why?
Well and truly over
wasn't
it.
Appreciated.
No. Well, that's the problem.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't want to let the staff down, because the team, but management-wise, it was like...
They didn't give a shit anyway.
No, not at all. So it was just realising that it's just a day, it's just chocolate, it's just this, that and the other. Nobody's going to die. Might be different than yours. Nobody's going to die. Maybe
so this year I've taken one week off.
And we're going into November.
Yeah, so I took a week off in September. And because
what?
I don't get annual leave, well, I probably should under HR, whatever. But I've been that I can't be off because what if someone needs me?
Yes.
And in September, I was like, no, I'm having a week off. Tom's off, so I'm going to have a week off. We're going to go away. I'm not going to take my laptop. And I did it. And
did the world cave in?
Well, so we had one client who had a really bad accident. Really bad accident. And we had another client where the HSE emailed in following like a complaint made. And the team handled it.
Oh, right.
So the problem is now is I'm going to take loads of annual leave. I'm going to be off. They're going to be left. Chris is nodding his head. She's like, yes, we can do whatever we want.
You won't be nodding your head, will you? Because you're what you're doing.
Yeah, but it's that there's just something in your head, and I get in trouble all the time. Well, I'll try and change it now, but my Tom will have a go at me if I've got my laptop on my lap after tea.
All right.
In the evening, if we're like spending time together, even just watching trashy TV.
Yeah.
If he's got the football on, it's different because I'm not interested, so I'll do work. We've got that agreed, but in the evening, it's like, no, you need to switch off because I'm just constantly in my brain.
Can you do that though?
I can't switch off. I can't.
I found it.
I can't do it.
Physically have to do something completely different if I'm gonna not focus on.
Yeah.
Whether it was, and luckily I've got my art, but what was I doing? Even so much stupid like a jigsaw.
Yeah.
But I
need
physically
something.
have to do something. Otherwise, I would. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that, and I could do that. Oh,
Yeah.
I need to be. And I would take myself through a full year's worth of planning.
Yeah. But even when I'm talking to someone, so I was talking to Chris earlier. He was telling me about something, and I'm listening to him, trying to focus, but my head. I was like, shit, I forgot to do that. I need to send that invoice. And he knows when I've gone.
Your eyes glaze over.
Tiffany knows very well when I've gone, because I'm like still in conversation, but not there.
You're just nodding, like yeah.
No, because I'll answer.
Really?
I'll answer to
That's
him.
a skill.
I do answer to you, but
that is a skill.
But I'm not, and it winds Tom up. Because he knows, or if I'm watching TV, no, and I've been like this since a kid, so all my family laugh because if I'm watching TV, I'm actually really focused on stuff. If I'm watching a video or something visual, I'm that focused that anybody could talk to me, and they can't, and I have no. But if I'm in a conversation,
you're a visual learner then.
Yeah, very visual. Yeah. But the only time I've really found that I could switch off is when I'm at the allotment, when I'm doing stuff at the allotment. Busy doing that I've switched off there before, and I just daydream about what I'm going to plant and whatever.
But that is so this is why we're doing like the art stuff now and I used to do doodling when I was stuck in bed, is because it switches off part of your brain that would normally have buggered off and gone, oh, you're meant to be doing that. There's a lot of washing you need to do. Oh, did you know you need your knicker drawer sorting? Yeah. All those things that normally would batter your brain. Yeah. Doing something physically with your hands that's quite rote and monotonous maybe. Yeah. It literally takes over the part of the brain that would normally mind you, and it allows the other part of the brain, which needs to be focused and rest, to rest.
So I need to find something that I can sit and do in the evening that's not work.
And I suppose with it being winter, I wonder if this is why everybody gets a bit more depressed in winter, because they haven't got the outdoor things to do. Yeah, I think so. Definitely the waking up in darkness. I don't want to get out of bed. Oh, no.
You have to, don't you?
And I'm quite an early riser as well, so I'll wake up at about 6:30. And that's not early for some people. And I'll be like, but it's dark, so it's not actually normal.
Yeah, I know. But there's got to be, I'll find something.
Well, people do have these lights, don't they, that come on?
Oh, the sunlight.
They have these lights next to them in bed, and it will gradually get lighter and lighter, and it'll fill your room as if it's light. But then, that'll happen, and then I'll open the windows, it's dark. You're just prolonging.
Yeah. Well, the dogs normally get me up about 5:30, so I'll get them up, let them out, give them the breakfast. They go back up to bed, till 7.
That's what I do.
Normally get up at 10 to 7. Oh. So tell me about your plans then.
So it all fits in with it's something that I've sort of felt happen quite organically, because I was really lost after I had to close the last shop. I chose to close it. It didn't have to close, and I think that's why I was a bit lost, because I chose to close it because I was just going to come back.
Yeah.
So the idea was that I'd be out of action for 9 months.
Right.
I didn't want to have to rely on staff for those 9 months because I'd worry I wouldn't recover properly.
Yeah.
I'd push myself back in too early. So close the shop. I'd start back online in 9 months because we were always going to focus on the kits and the workshops anyway.
Yeah.
And then it was 2 years before the operation was done. So in that time, I'd sell absolutely everything. So because I'd saved up about $8,000 to be able to be off all that time.
Yeah.
And then $8,000 don't last long. Don't last 2 years.
No.
So I had to sell all my machinery, all my tempering machines, all my stock, all the bits and pieces that I had. I sold what I could. The rest I had in storage, and then I couldn't afford the storage, and the storage that I got for free was being demolished. So I was like, well, I can't afford to put it anywhere.
Yeah.
So I literally got waste management in, and they came and literally put it in the bin.
Oh, really?
Waste management.
Wow.
I didn't have anywhere. I tried selling it.
Yeah.
Sold what I could. But some of it was like electronic signs that said chocolate. And,
okay.
You know, it was all kinds of things. So I remember driving back from that and just thinking, what am I now then? And it's the same in Yap. You know, when we go to, what do you do? And we do it every week now.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you do? And it'd be like, I don't do anything right now. And I hate that.
Okay.
So it's been really difficult for me to figure out what am I doing, what do I do, and I've gone through a critical friend because I like talking to people about business, I like helping them. But I've discovered my art again. I've got a little artist studio, so it was figuring out I really want to do something with the art as well. So literally in the last couple of weeks we've just been, and it is a we this time, it is a we because my tribe has absolutely just cocooned me in the last week, because I've just been like, right, this has to happen now.
Yeah.
This is the way forward. What do I do? And Darren Neal, bless him, and Dave Scholes, they are up on that pedestal.
Yeah.
I put them there.
I'd keep them up there because they do amazing stuff.
Oh, they do. But their opinion on what I'm doing with sharing my story about choosing to end my life in 2016 to choosing to find joy every day in my life now.
Yeah.
Whilst working through others' emotions with abstract art, it's their opinion that's been a bit of a fuel of it's got well, I think it was Darren that said, "Got fucking legs, this love."
I love that. So
so it was really good, and Darren, when Darren's got an earworm or whatever, then one Saturday morning I just messaged him with some ideas of names, and he was like, "Nah, they're all shit." Right, not in those terms, but in his very diplomatic way.
Yeah.
He was like, "No, what about this?" And we just came up with a name.
Logo, you got your name.
Bought the domain.
Right, brilliant.
All in the space of like a day.
Oh, right, nice.
So it's called Frame the Feeling.
Oh, yeah.
And the idea is that we will go into businesses and we will go through my story whilst responding to the emotions with art.
Yeah.
So I'll share my story and I will talk about what pain might be, what colour it is, what is it a stripe, is it a splash, what sadness is, what joy is, and then we'll do the workshop where they have to do it. So I'll share my story and put it through the art.
Yeah.
And then they'll do theirs. So I'll ask them, what colour do you think pain is? What colour do you think joy is? And then pick 5 moments throughout your life that have had massive impact, positive and negative.
Right.
And then assign different emotions to that, and then you've got your key almost of the splats, the colours, and just get it all on one page.
Yeah.
And then it's to stop. Just stop and look. And get your camera out, get your phone out, and just get really close up, because amongst all that mess that is the emotions of your life are some beautiful, beautiful bits.
Yeah.
And I'm sharing that at the moment on my social media, and it's getting really good feedback. But it is literally just, I call it pissing about with paint, because that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'll have some tunes on and I'll just go for it. And I've never done that in my life before.
Do you feel very free?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an amazing feeling. And if I can help somebody else do that, and the reason why it's in the workplace is because it's done everywhere else now. It is done everywhere else. It's done in your pub, it's done in the cafe, it's done in therapy sessions, it's done in retreats.
Yeah.
It's not done in the workplace, and that is where it needs to happen. That is where people need to know they are safe to say, I'm feeling like this today.
Yeah.
Can I go somewhere? Can I go somewhere to talk about it, to express it, to help me feel better about it? But it's also that no matter what you've gone through, you have to be able to find joy at any moment of the day. You on your own, and
not relying on someone else.
And it's just the little nuggets I've learned along the way. And it might be the podcasts, it might be so there's Mel Robbins that one day I just heard her say, let them. Somebody annoying you, somebody cut you up in traffic, let them. And it's like,
just let it go.
Let them.
Yeah.
Well, it's no skin off my. Why am I gonna drive up their house and just let them? I don't like being angry.
Yeah.
Who likes being angry?
No. Well, no.
And if you do like being angry, then there's issues. And you really need to do it. But the idea is to just be able to sort of recognise, understand, and believe that you are able to choose to be happy. And I think so many people, especially in business, and certainly high up in business, and certainly business owners, we feel we're stuck. And we feel there's no way out because people are going to judge us for failing. And sometimes that thread of thought can take you to a really dark place. Yeah. If you don't speak to somebody else, and another business owner, they'll be like, I know how you feel, mate, because I was there a couple of years ago, a couple of months ago. You don't think that because nobody talks about it. So it's the conversations are starting now, but it's to be able to do that in the workplace, because workplaces, especially in larger companies, have these microcosms of really toxic. Oh yeah. Like I said,
well and truly clicks and
the clicks. And I understand you're going to get these little miniature communities.
Yeah, of course.
But if you either have staff, team, or community. Yeah. If you have staff, they're just turning up, doing the job, going home. If you have a team, fine, they're all on the same goal. They all want to win at the end. If you have a community, then win, lose, draw, whatever, they're going to be there. And they're all going to want you as the business owner to succeed. And you only create that community by shared experience and an emotional level. So, it helps to provide that. But what I want to be able to work with is people that don't just pay lip service to that, because you have lots of people that have the investors in people in the foyer, and then you go and talk to a member of staff and like, it's everything. And
because when we go in and do audits, I try and obviously we're normally in a room with people going through questions, and then we do like a site tour. But most of the time I like to speak to staff just to gauge what the culture's like.
Oh, right.
Because one place I went into last year, I just did the walkabout myself. They were more than happy for me to just walk about myself, and I went to go look at some machinery, and 2 people came up to me and was like, oh, who are you, blah, blah, blah. And I was asking them questions, and they went, it's just shit here, it's just shit, the management team are arseholes. I was like, whoa, what? And so they used to be on certain hours, the hours got cut, there's no HR. So I was
there's your correlation,
whoa, okay. And then they wanted to rehire new people in to cover new hours, and they were like, but the hours were never offered to us. And these were people that had been there for years and years and years from when the business first started, and then it got bought out. But and then they were talking to me about different things, because I wanted to look at some risk assessments, and she went, we've never had risk assessments. We've never had a single risk assessment.
So that's really interesting, because you go in as health and safety. But you're opening the door to tell us what's going on here. Do you feel safe?
Yeah, because we need to know the nitty gritty, because there's a big claim culture now. Huge. We, maybe this year I've seen a good few claims come in where we'll provide evidence for, you know, the risk assessments, sign toolbox talks, training examples, training matrix.
They're over-egging this, or
most of the time, if there's been an accident, we're the people who will come in and investigate it, depending on the severity. And I'll know instantly whether they'll have a good claim or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I can't see a risk assessment, if I can't see an induction pack, I can't see their name on the training matrix, or
then you know.
I know that they've got
back.
Yeah. Most of the time everything's there. And, you know, the employee has a right to claim if they've been hurt at work, 100%. But, you know, we had there was an accident, you know, a couple of years ago where the staff member was told not to do something, and by the supervisor, do not do that. And the supervisor went to the toilet, came back, fucking employee had done it and hurt themselves, and they put a claim in.
So because that's one word against the other then, isn't it?
Well, so no, they had another witness statement from another staff member that was there.
Ah, right.
The insurer were like, no, there's a claim there from the employee. Yeah, because when the employee originally started, there was no signed induction.
Right.
There was no risk assessment.
So that was on a technicality, basically.
Yeah. So you've got to be really careful now that all your ducks are in a row. Everything's and it's all evidence based.
Yeah.
And I really try and get that message across with employers, regardless if you've got 1 employee, 5 employees. Technically, the law doesn't really kick in, but if you've got 5 or more employees, you need your written risk assessment.
But I mean, you should. I mean, I came from a teaching background, so risk assessing was huge whenever we went anywhere, we had to go and do anything. So for me, it was quite normal for me to do a risk assessment, especially in the food industry. You have to do a food risk assessment anyway of your processes. So even before I had staff, I did the risk assessments. But that was just because that's what I came from. So I bet quite a few people going in without that understanding that, you know.
Yeah, especially if they're new in a role. Well, not even new in a role, but new in their careers. You know, an apprentice. An apprentice won't know that they need to read and sign and, you know, be briefed on a risk assessment.
But surely that's to be part of their onboarding.
It should be. Yeah.
Nowadays, there's no excuse, is there?
There's no excuse. An induction can be, welcome, here's your, you know, workplace, this is the fire exits, this is when the fire alarm goes off, this is the first aid, this is first aid kit, you take your break times at this is your allocated supervisor, these are the site rules.
Exactly.
Sign.
That's it.
That's an induction.
It's just passing on information.
Yeah.
And then having it proven that you've passed on that information.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
I think it's the supervision, that gets people out. That supervisor went to the toilet. Yeah. It wasn't being supervised.
Yeah, so
and it's
the
just
black and white of it wasn't supervised and nobody was there to stop him doing it.
But people can just be shits and do stuff. But I've seen a few where people do stuff on purpose to put a claim in.
What, they hurt themselves on purpose?
Yeah. I've seen probably in the last year, maybe 2 or 3.
I mean, there's some issues going on there.
Yeah, but it's the claim culture. Oh, get a quick payout, we'll get another job next week.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot in manufacturing.
Because there's a lot of machinery.
Yeah.
Floors to slip on.
Yeah.
Cardboard boxes to trip over. Wow.
Yeah. It's scary.
I'm never... I call it being naive, but I think I'd rather be a little bit naive to how shit some people are, rather than every time I meet somebody think, how are you going to screw me over?
Yeah.
But
just trying to remain positive.
It shocks me every time when I see how adults behave.
Oh yeah.
Such a way. and I've spent so much time trying to show them the error of their ways, or think, surely if I show them how it's hurting other people, they won't do that anymore. No. And I think I was about 38 when my English mentor who took me through initial teachers training said to me, no, there's people in the world that can stand up in front of the mirror, go to sleep at night, quite happy, and then just go and ruin somebody's life.
Yeah.
I was like, God, they do exist, don't they?
They do exist.
Like, you can't change them. You can't help them to see what they're doing is
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
But God, but they don't understand the impact of that, especially on a small business.
No way. No, I don't. No. Well, I think they don't care. Someone will get in their ear. Oh, you should put a claim in.
Yeah, it's me.
You know, it's, no win, no fee adverts and all that stuff.
But again,
and they might get what, 1 or 2 grand? Maybe right, let's say if they get 5 grand. In today's like minimum wages, that's like 3 months worth of work. That's it. And you're not going to get a reference at your next job. You're not, you've lost 3 months worth of experience. You could be getting your skill set.
But it's like, just they won't even think of that. They'll just think, I'll get a big wad of money and I'll go and
they'll blow it.
I'll go on holiday, or I'll go and get a big telly.
Yeah, it's not,
Or go and get a cap and
it's the bigger picture.
Tracksuit.
Yeah. Or what if they actually hurt themselves? People don't think about the consequences of if they put themselves in a silly situation doing something that they shouldn't, maybe using a piece of machinery they're not trained on. What if they actually do really hurt themselves and they become paralysed or,
life-changing.
And sure, they should have been supervised to make sure they're not using that machinery. But at the same time, why would you put yourself in that situation? You've got to live your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's that, it's the lack of consequential outcomes, isn't it? They don't seem to have that. I mean, I'm going through something at the moment where somebody's driven into me and they're trying to say that I drove into. I'm like, it's physically impossible for the damage to have been done. And my insurance company like, yeah, but it's your word against us. Surely you have people that look at the damage and see that there's no way that you could have been in those areas. Yeah, but looks like it's going to be 50-50. I'm like,
oh no.
So my car's just gone in for fixing now, and it's the first car I bought with my profit from my first year, which was really good. Yeah. So it's just a little Kia, but it was my brand new little car. Yeah. So so that's gone in, but it's 10 years old now, and I was like, they're gonna write that off because it didn't need loads doing to it. It's 10 years old, and I said as soon as we had the accident, it's alright. I'll just get it patched up. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, she's now trying to say that it was the other way around. But that's just like, and stupid me, I consoled her when she got out the car.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. So I'm just covering everything up. But yeah,
what you've reminded me now, because I've been saying for ages I need a dash cam. For ages and ages I need a dash cam. Yeah. I'm going to buy one. No, my sister's just got this new fancy car with her job, and it records all the time. Really? What, it's already built in the car? Yeah. It's a bit like it's an electric thing. Looks like a Batmobile. It's the most beautiful car I've ever seen. Ooh. But it's one of these ones that records anytime something comes near it. So it's just on its data. Is that like a Tesla type It's car? Got the same kind of gubbins, we'll say. Yeah. I like those Polestars. As a Tesla, but it's not a Tesla. It's a Hyundai Ioniq thing. But it's it's very fancy. Yeah. But she's like, I can do it. Saving grace. Well, I find myself scrolling on TikTok and watching those what are they called? Of all the crashes. I just scroll. Footage. Now, do you watch those? Do you do the same? Yeah. Do you watch those thinking, now they should have done a risk assessment on that corner there because that is clearly in violation of Rule 21Z-Y. No, but I am like screaming or shouting, you bloody idiot, why did you do that? Yeah, well you see all sorts. Yeah. They used to be on You've Been Framed, didn't they? But now they've got really, they're almost snuff videos, I swear, some of these ones. They did not get out of that alive. No, sure. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, but these people exist that that are okay to lie. But again, the consequences of that, if I lose that car, so I'm disabled, so I've got a blue badge. So where I live, I cannot access public transport. Right. The hills that I live at the top of, the bus route is down the bottom. Oh, right. So I can't. You can't get down there and walk back up, and I can't afford taxis all the time. So if I lose my car because she's saying that I've ran into her, then I have no way of getting around. That's my independence gone. Right. So it's like
it was almost like to the insurance people, do I tell her that if she carries on like this, I'll possibly lose my car and it's going to have this devastating effect? She said, no,
she won't care.
She won't be bothered. So it's really frustrating.
Is there any CCTV in the area that you can try?
No, we've tried. We've looked at. We've even been at doors saying, "Have you got a door? Because no door cams." And I said, "But what if we say we have got CCTV?" Because she will change her story. I guarantee.
Yeah.
She will change her story because, well, they said we can't advise that you do that. So that kind of means if you want to do it.
Have you got her phone number?
Yeah, we've been texting.
I'd be texting her saying, just letting you
know. Are you okay? Instantly, like immediately, I was like, are you okay? Are you all right? I'll get the quote because she didn't want to do insurance first.
Oh right.
Yeah, she's got home and somebody's been in it. But yeah, she got out saying, I'm so sorry. I turned left last minute. I was going to go ahead. So she owned up to it straight away. So I was like, it's okay. She was crying. It's all right.
Now I'd be like, let her cry.
Will be now.
I'd be texting, I would, but that's like stubbornness. I'd be texting saying, just letting you know we found the CCTV.
I know, I should do. Yeah. And then the story will change, guaranteed. But these people.
Hey, if you're going to lose your car and you're,
But in one of the texts, she did say, and I only just found it yesterday, she says, my insurance company say you should have been behind me. I said, well, it's a legal move for me to turn left at the top.
Yeah.
And for you to be going straight ahead.
Yeah.
So it's a legal move on highway code.
Yeah.
But I just twigged yesterday that she'd said you should have been behind me, because what she's trying to say is I was behind her and I've driven into her. And like physically impossible, because I was turning left, she was going straight ahead, and then she's chosen to turn left. So she's coming to the side of me. And I'm like, so that physically, how can I be behind? And what have I done? Gone like that?
Yeah.
Just gone physically can't happen. So I just twigged. So I'll send screenshots of the texts. But that's me again being
too nice there.
In the nicest because somebody was suffering, so she was upset.
Well, yeah, and you don't want someone to be upset. You want to comfort someone.
Because I could have been right, Dave. What are you doing? Yeah. So dash cam.
Dash cam.
Although I have been given a lovely courtesy car whilst mine's in, so it was a lovely drive.
Yeah.
Getting a back massage and a heated seat. Yeah.
Right, so when are you running some workshops soon, or when are you doing like the big announcement reveal?
So we're sort of slowly putting it into social media.
Yeah.
I have bought the domain. Before I start sending it out to businesses, I need to get some training in how to talk about these sensitive issues.
Yeah.
In a responsible way.
Yeah.
It's called bookending. So I've started talking to some psychologists about it, about how we open these Pandora's boxes, if maybe we do. How do we do it so that it is safe and they know that I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
It's just my story and I'm hoping that it resonates with you, that you can. So I need to do some tests where we get in a room with some people and we do it.
Yeah.
So we're at that point now. So that'll be in the next couple of weeks. So I will be inviting as many people as possible.
Yeah, I'll be there.
To just take part, and then it will be getting some businesses to beta test it.
Yeah.
See how it works for them and get feedback from it. I would say by next summer, hopefully, we've got something that's ready to really package up and roll out. But the idea I have is when people leave, that they feel amazing. They feel like almost they've laughed, they've cried, they've messed about, and to end the session on having some really loud sort of dance music on where everybody's just using the canvas as a drum or whatever, just dancing about and ending on a high. So but I've got to try it.
Yeah,
I've got to try it.
I think it'll work wonders.
I
want it now. So I'll be first to test.
This is what I've learned with building 3 businesses is slowly get the foundation right. Because the first one I was very much, like I said, I started in 2013 By 2016, we'd been in Booths, we'd been in talks with Asda, Tesco, Marks and Spencer and everything. That's 3 years in to a brand new business. It was too soon. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for Tesco's, wasn't ready for Asda. But it was only after talking to them and they were like, oh, it's just you. So I've learned that I do not want to start making decisions that are just because I need to get money in the bank. Yeah. I want this to be proper. So
to really work.
Yeah, I really want to get the foundation right.
Yeah.
But talking to people about it, getting some vibes like, does it sound okay?
Yeah.
Does it sound like something good? East Lancs Chamber of Commerce have been really helpful as well in sort of providing, this sounds good, yeah, we'll help you, you know, we'll look at some networking. So yeah, I've now got to do a bit of schmoozing, which I hate. And I actually employed people to do it for me at the chocolate, because we used to do the creme ball with the Cheshire Housewives.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I went to one, hated it. So I sent my friend the next time, who loves all Emmerdale, because I didn't know who I was talking to. I employed her to go. She was there till 3 a.m, getting photographs with the products we provided, and that we were in the brochure. But she loved it, but I hate schmoozing. Hate it.
You're so good at talking and networking now.
I am, when it's somebody else's business.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I am. Yeah. So I did a bit of schmoozing last Wednesday, and I just sold jab.
Ah.
But it's very linked. It's very linked. Because that is literally my tribe. Yeah. You know, my tribe is Yab, and it's a massive part of the journey that's helped me to be able to figure out that, I can be happy at any time. And it's very, very recently that I've realised that I cannot put my happiness onto something else that hasn't, on another person, on another situation. And, you know, it's like I say, it's not me saying that I'm out of it. I'm still in it. I'm still living at home. I still have a car that's 10 years old. Yeah. I'm still in the middle of a divorce. It's not that I've come out of the shitfest. I'm still in it.
You're still there.
But I've realised that if I'm feeling like overwhelmed or something, it's starting to kick in quite quickly that, right, let's find a bit of joy. Yeah. And it could be anything. Yeah. It could be just going out and looking at the birds. It could be just enjoying the engineering of something. You know, it's just find it because it's there. Yeah. It's there for a minute and it just interrupts the thread. And if anything can interrupt the thread, then that's life-saving. Yeah. Oh, very much so. Wonderful. Right, well, everyone, watch this space. Yes. And I really appreciate you coming in. It's been a great chat. Thank you. I just love chatting.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed our episode, please subscribe to our channel. All links to our social media are in the description below, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment or message us. Bubblewrap, to protect your business.